So, I don't exactly have a clear-cut plan for this stream. I just kind of got home and I was like, well, time to stream the Switch 2. I got a bag. Wow, that breaks the tracking of my camera. It doesn't know where my face is and it panics and gives up. They gave me a bag and stuff, and they gave me a whole bunch of stuff, and I haven't seen what all the stuff is yet. Let me go ahead and turn off the tracking and stuff like that. But yeah, that was fair enough there, Dog Daytona. Hope things are going well today, calling your Koviak Redora Master. And yeah, hope things be going okay here. Here, let me show really quickly. I just got home not too long ago. It is currently 10:43 p.m. This is technically the release day of the Switch, but I guess like 10 p.m. our time zone here is whatever midnight is in the important time zone where it needs to be midnight to be tomorrow and stuff like that. So I got to my local GameStop at like 10 in the morning, and I am both surprised at the fact that there were people that were there before me, like before GameStop even opened, and also surprised that there wasn't more people before me. There was one set of two people that were there before me. So technically I was the third in line, considering they were only getting one unit. I was like the second in line. So the moment it opened for the 10 p.m. launch, I was in there. They had 3 tills open. I was immediately at there. I have never been that far forward in one of these kinds of lines before. I was there for the Switch 1 launch for the, that was just straight up a midnight launch at that time, I'm pretty sure. I got there at like 3 p.m. And then it opened up at midnight, and it was only like 2 in the morning or something like that by the time I was out of there, because it was kind of slow going and stuff there. But this time I was just in there. I got a unit, I got out. There was people online that were like, whoa, look, I'm Switch 2 and stuff like that. There was people in the parking lot that had just walked out from the mall that held the door open for me, and they were like, wait a second, did you get a Switch 2? I was like, yeah, I did. And they were like, whoa, that's so cool. That's crazy. We're gonna go pick one up tomorrow. And, that was interesting there. But yeah. Okie doke there, Nurex. What? Tell you the, funny thing that happened today? I don't believe you did, but for now I want to focus on unboxing the thingamabob here, because that's what I want to mainly do in this stream and stuff. And I don't want to postpone anymore for, like, anyone watching on YouTube after the fact that's like, why is he taking so long to do the thing that's in the title of the video? I might just... Let's see here. If I can just, like, duplicate this, and then I add this on top of here, and then I just, like, whoop, like that. Look at that. Look, I shaved not that long ago, and it's already, like, coming back in. Like, it hasn't taken too long here. I do have my other camera here. I put it up there for a completely different video for a grafting thingamabob here. So I'm just gonna temporarily add video capture device. I'm gonna add webcam, like that. Look at that, now you have my desk. And then, I don't know, maybe this should be the big one, actually. Maybe this one should be the one that's, like, here. And then I just disable this one that I just made. That sounds pretty good. And then this one is, like, here, like this, and then bam, you have, like, my desk. Oh, but this needs to, you can see the blanket on my lap, because it gets cold down here. And then I do that. Makes my camera seem smaller than it normally is there. I just got back. I haven't even taken off my sunglasses from my thingamabob there. I have one game with the thingamabob. I got Mario Kart World. I got the standard... Jeez, that jump scared me. I forgot I have the sound effects going on there. I have my volume turned, like, way up here from video editing earlier today. Let's also get some music playing. Let's put this playlist on shuffle here. So, I do have that, and I have, like, some other things. I picked up a Pro Controller while I was there, so we could try out the Switch 2 Pro Controller. I picked up the thing... the Super Mario and stuff, Mario Kart World, that is really reflecting off my lights and stuff. It looks like this. Wow. A world of racing awaits. It's not gonna focus in. This camera's better at that, but, like, this camera's small and I don't feel like enlarging it. And they gave me a whole bunch of stuff from, like, the bag to, yeah, we're gonna do some playing stuff tonight. I'm gonna unbox this first, and I got a screen protector thing that I'll put on another time here. These I think were actually the pre-order bonus for, like, Mario Party, but they just, like, were like, hey, here's a bag, here, take these. I guess there was, like, excess of them that were still around. Memory matching game and stuff. How's it going? I was watching your last video of Fire Emblem 6 yesterday. Got to see both outcomes of the game. That's so cool. How you been? And Switch 2, let's go. I've been doing pretty alrighty. I'm glad that, I was able to beat Fire Emblem 6 after that was a little bit of a struggle at times. I might... No, I won't adjust the music volume. That looks pretty okay. It was a fun game. I did enjoy it. There's definitely Fire Emblem games that I liked more, but that was an interesting journey here. And now we're here at the Switch 2, and welcome on into the Streaminest Stream. DWJJDN, should I just say DW? In that case, I'm pretty sure you've been here before. And I forget what I referred to you as. But yeah, that's what I've heard about some of them. I have heard that Binding Blade is one of the ones on, like, the harder side. They gave me a Super Mario coloring book. DW is good. Sounds good then. Wow, let's look through the official art book for Mario Kart World. Is what we better do here. Wow. Okay. There's that. The bag is on my lap still. It gave me a Mario Kart World promotional art. Oh, the this. I was here for the Nintendo Switch 2 system launch. I was probably one of the first people in my city to get a Switch 2, considering I was so far up in the line that I was at there. And it's just like a Mario Kart World thingamabob. Wow, this is my not as good camera. That's my good camera. What else do they throw in here anyway? Is this a, for promotional use only, not for resale? I'm pretty sure this is a, you know, just like screen cloth thingamabob is what this probably is. Made in China, so when, I do my video essay, which is basically done on the Switch 2, I can always do like a final render that has, little notes of like, hey, there's still some production in China for some few things here. Let's see. This wow, time to sneeze in it. Time to use this as like a handkerchief if I ever wear like formal wear. And it's like, let me get you my handkerchief. And I pull out the Nintendo Switch 2. Frickin'. Okay, anyway. Also we got here, we got a lanyard. I got a lanyard for the Switch 2 launch thingamabob. Man, I should have switched my cameras around is what I should have done. I can always go like a full camera like this. Look how much more details on this camera. It is so much better. But yeah, let's see here. Cosplay that at GameCon? No thanks, I think I'm good. I'm probably gonna be out of town during the GameCon weekend anyway. And I got a Mario Minecraft sticker set. This is not showing up properly on this camera. Look. So there's about, it looks like there's other Mario stickers in there too, but I got that. Wow. So yeah, they gave me a whole bunch of stuff. In total, with my receipt across like the Switch 2, the Pro Controller, screen protector, and game, and Canadian dollars, I spent pretty close to $1,000. So it's adding up and stuff, you know. So let's have a little bit of a look-see here, is what we do. So then this will open up this way. Whoa, I should probably do it like this instead, or else everything is going to pile right out. We got our Joy-Cons that are a little bit bigger that hopefully don't deal with any drift stuff. We've got, well, I'll take them out of the packaging first and then see the buttons and stuff. So apparently these ones are going to be magnetic rather than, oh, that definitely feels very different. They're much bigger in my hands compared to a regular Joy-Con. Do I have my regular Switch around here? I thought I put it literally right around here. Am I blind? Am I dumb? I swear I put it like right on my table here somewhere, so I put it on my spare computer there. For reference, with a regular Switch Joy-Cons, I brought my Switch to this event, and I was playing like Mario Kart and Smash Bros. And stuff like that with people. To compare just the size difference, it is a decent bit, if I can line them up at the bottom there. Like, yeah, it sounds like it's a lo-fi Megalovania remix is what's come on my playlist now. So, like, that feels a decent bit chunky, if I can properly line them up here to show for proper perspective and stuff. This camera sucks, man. Like that. Like, it looks minuscule kind of on the camera, but in reality, it feels like a big difference. Like, these two in my hands, like that, versus these two in my hands, like this. That is taking up quite a decent bit bigger portion of the hands and stuff there. Like dad and child size, that's what it seems like here. Take my Switch and put it back here or something for now. Man, I'm getting warm now. Well, you can see the red Switch bag on the side there now. So I guess this is the screen? Yeah, this is a bit of a size increase. You are definitely not fitting something like this in your pocket. Oh yeah, the C button. The core console feature that is subscription exclusive or else it doesn't do anything. Chances are you're probably not going to be able to respec it, I would imagine. Huh. Oh, you can see the lights reflecting at the top. Or did I just put my Switch 1 screen? Yeah, so I mean... Wow. I do not have an OLED Switch, I just have the regular Switch here. So here's the regular Switch. Switch 2. Might be easier to show on the bigger camera there. I like the color scheme of the original Joy-Cons more, but those bigger controllers are surely going to be more comfortable in an adult hand. Yeah, like, first holding them there, that did feel pretty comfortable, admittedly. So, like, whoops, this button, please. And I've got, like, the colors and stuff on the side there to show which controller goes on which thing. But yeah, this is a, hey look, there's my stream manager! You can see the reflection and stuff. Wow, look at all the tabs of, like, different things I have open. A few different anime thingamabobs. Maybe if I turn up like this, you can see the screen a little bit better. And then just for, like, comparison. Like, this is a chonky screen. Yeah, this is not going in a pocket. Like, I mean, the Switch was already kind of pushing it for what might be able to go in a pocket. Like, I can barely fit one in my pocket. The age of being able to put your handheld Nintendo consoles in your pocket is gone. It's dead and buried. There's no more of it. Like, at least the bigger screen might be kind of nice for on-the-go gaming and stuff like that, but it is gonna make it a little bit more difficult to transport. Yeah, it definitely does look more premium here. Puts your Switch in a pocket. Yeah, I mean, I would usually just use my case when it's not falling apart and stuff. I have re-glued this handle on my case so many times over the years, and it's kept on coming apart, and yeah. I'll have to buy a Switch 2 case one of these days, I guess. What is in here? There is some weight of something in here. Is this just like manuals and stuff? Oh no, there's a cable. Looks like there's an HDMI cable, but like, I'm fine. I already have one set up in the corner there for my Switch 1, so who cares? You were the first in line at your store? Nice. I was the second, if you count me being second as like there was 2 people ahead of me, but they were a pair. They were only getting 1 unit. So, you know, I was pretty close. They got there at 9 a.m. I got at mine at 10 a.m. So, you know, they beat me by a little smidge there. But yeah, so Frag Mario Kart races. Yes. That can be confirmed now. I just need to, like, lab out the game and figure out what a rule set looks like. How's it going, Casper? Sure, it'll be a smaller Switch 2 Lite eventually? Probably. Or probably will be. And then it's just, like, manual and stuff, so I'm good on that front. Wow, I'm running out of space for things here. This would just be, like, AC adapter and stuff. It looks like a decent, like, chonky thing here. Oh, just plugs in by, okay, USB-C and stuff there. You're good. Good to hear. So I imagine you secured a Switch 2 console as well. Wow. Sure, let's take this. Setting up your Switch 2. Same. We have so much in common, you and I. Why can't I... Here. Let's see that premium cable. There was a decent bit of people online for the Switch 2. Definitely not as many as the Switch 1, though. I feel like the line was definitely longer for the Switch 1. And in terms of units that they got, when they were handing out, like, the non-pre-order tickets, where it's like you get a ticket, you get a console. It seemed like it was a lot of tickets that they were handing out. I thought it seemed like they got way more units than the Switch 1. But when I was asking the manager, as like she was checking me out and stuff like that, out of curiosity, how many units did you get in? She was like, not that many. And I was like, oh, well, from the amount of tickets, it looked like it was a lot more than 8 years ago with the Switch 1 with 42. And she was like, oh, it was definitely much less than that. And I was like, oh, really? Yeah, Switch 1 was definitely cheaper. That's one of the things I didn't calculate for inflation in the video essay that I've been working on. The difference in prices there. The difference in prices for, like, actual games, in USD at least, is basically the exact same when you account for inflation across, like, to Mario Kart World. If you're doing, like, cheaper games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, then it's actually, like, cheaper than at console launch. I don't know what the actual price of the console itself is accounting for inflation, considering there was the massive spike in it during, like, COVID-19 that the world is still bouncing back from and stuff. But might be worth having a look-see at there. Here's the Joy-Con grip. Let's see the whole magnetic thingamabob here. So does it just... Okay, I don't even have to press it in. It just kind of goes in there. And then, are they actually going to be, like, firm? Oh, they're pretty firm. Like, I can wiggle it a little bit. Watch me break this immediately. And then these would be the... Yeah, so those are the releases on the back. That's interesting. Ooh, that's kind of satisfying. I think that's better than the rails. Huh. I should probably try this on the actual console, too. It's not a bad idea. So let's see here. We got it color-coded. Well, let's just bump my microphone there. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a chonky console here, isn't it? Well, I can move them out, like, a little bit. Might be easier to show on this here. Like, I can move them out a little smidge, like that. But they're not really wobbly or anything, per se. Like, they're pretty in there. It's pretty sturdy. Like, it's not gonna be in there as hard as, like, a rail, I don't think. But, you know, it's in there pretty well, I'd say. Oh, my. Let's put that thingamabob back on the side. Let's not let it slide off my desk there. Yeah, so it just kind of pops into place when I have it close. Like that. Sure, the Switch 2 consoles have all sold out, though. I would guess supply was a bigger constraint than demand. Yeah, I would imagine so. Probably similar to the Switch 1. So it might be difficult to find units for a while, which, you know, doing the Fragapalooza tournaments and stuff like that, I wanted to do Mario Kart World this year. So I was like, okay, I gotta get in there early and make sure that I can get this going on. I had mentioned to other Frag staff during the most recent Fragapalooza meeting that I wanted to do a Mario Kart World Tournament at Fragapalooza, and the first question that was asked to me is like, will you be able to get a unit? And I was like, I'll try. If I can't, then I'll keep you updated and stuff. There's a Switch 2 dock. Got the rounded kind of backing there. Yeah, watch it wobble, not stick drift. Just have a different issue. Okay, you've got some USB ports on the side without having to open it up. I mean, same with like Switch 1 dock and stuff. Looks like it's just 2 there. Is that a, geez, I can't even tell in the light. There's a place where you can run cables. Did I put my phone down somewhere? Where did I put my phone? It's not in my pocket. I was just about to, like, shine a flashlight in there. Do you know what I did recharge, though? Was my trouble light, which I also put somewhere right here. I don't know. What exactly is going on here? Yeah, so it's just like a cable running kind of thing. And that looks like it might be an Ethernet slot down there. Wow, I can't even... Darn it. Does it not look like? Is there an Ethernet port directly on the Switch 2 dock? Which is definitely a big improvement over okay, it is Ethernet. So you can just kind of run an Ethernet cable on there. That'd be nice if my second Ethernet cable in here actually worked. If I get a Ethernet cable splitter for the router here one of these days. Maybe. So how does this open up? Maybe, okay, around the top like that. Oh, so the whole panel just, like, flips off, so you can just, like, keep it off. So, yeah, it looks like you have AC adapter, HDMI out, LAN. Or you can't freaking see on this terrible camera. You have that, is what you've got here. So it looks like no third USB port on the inside. One of the nice things about the Switch 1 dock is you did have another USB port on the inside, but it looks like that has now been replaced with a direct LAN. Which, I mean, most of the time, I would just have, like, a LAN Ethernet adapter plugged into that USB slot anyway. So it's nicer to have, like, a direct LAN. But, yeah, sometimes it's nice also having a bunch of USB slots and stuff like that. But, yeah, same as the old load Switch dock. Seems kind of like here. Alright, well... That's the console here, I guess. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of cleanup and stuff around here to do later. I guess I can show the Pro Controller here really quickly. Fix my microphone a little bit there. OLED had it too. Okay. Interesting. Let's just put this on my lap for now, whatever. I could use a knife. Let's grab my Texas knife because I'm Texan. This is what I can do here. Sure. There. Easy peasy. Maybe this will be my new go-to controller or something. We shall see here. Just about to mention that I actually prefer how the original Switch dock is 3 USB ports rather than an Ethernet port with just 2 USB ports like with later consoles. More flexibility that way. It does give you more options, but if you don't already own an Ethernet adapter, you know, then you have to pick one up. And some of mine have been a little bit hit or miss at times. But yeah, I do like having like the option rather than just something kind of locked in. Yeah, I mean, I just use a tiny little blade part of it. Look, there's another cable. I'm good. I'm gonna keep it here for now, though. Alright. Simple packaging. Better that way. So here's the Switch 2 Pro Controller. So we've got, like, blue and red. And we've got, like, the white thing going on here. We've got, like, the extra buttons that are on the back. Interestingly enough. It basically just feels kind of like a Switch 1 Pro Controller. I mean, maybe a little different. Well, I can definitely feel those buttons on the back. Let's not knock over my entire controller tower while I'm trying to take out my Switch controller. So I mean, for reference, with like Smash Ultimate controller, if I hold it like that, so its size seems about the same. The grip here is a little bit different. Maybe if I grab a regular Pro controller, it might be a better comparison and stuff. Oh, interesting with the color scheme there, and of course, like the back buttons that we have here. I can also show them like this way on the good camera and stuff here, where we have, oh my god, I'm looking over at OBS and trying to line them up that way. So, oh, it looks like we've got the player number at the top here, rather than on the bottom. Yeah, so you have a audio jack there, it looks like, as opposed to the players, and instead you have like what player you are put on the top. Man, the light is reflecting off of that really badly. I apologize. I'm not a professional content creator. Yeah, and then the buttons on the back there and stuff. Interesting. The real question is, will this fit on my controller stand? It seems like it's the same size. Huh, maybe I could put that there on my little 3D printed tower. But yeah, that's the Pro Controller. It looks like the Pro Controller might be less bulky than the Joy-Cons on a grip. So it might be the case. So I mean, the Pro Controller is like this. The Joy-Cons on a grip. It feels like a little bit of a maybe bulkier controller. So I mean, here's the two of them side by side. Just bash my keys on my keyboard. Good thing I didn't accidentally hit any of my hotkeys and break everything. Switch over to this here. So I mean, the two of these compared side by side. Wow, if I can get like a good angle, is like that. So you've definitely got some more length to the Joy-Con pair, no doubt. Some extra width on the Pro Controller. Interesting. Interesting. So, but yeah, I do like the color scheme there as well. Looks like an Xbox Series Elite controller to you. The Pro Controller here. You have the C button like right dead center at the bottom there. With, you know, if you're not subscribed, that this button's gonna do nothing. And just like be an eternal reminder. So, yeah, I don't even have my old Switch 1 dock set up right now because I just got back from Megaland not too long ago, and I haven't set up the darn thing. So let's plug this in. Let's just plug in my old HDMI cable that I was using for Switch 1. I can pop some games in here and see what's going on there. I like how the Pro Controller 2 does away with the translucent shell, but I like the Pro Controller 1 color consistency more. Also on the Smash variant. Nice. And yeah, that's fair enough there. Let me clear some stuff off of my desk here. Let's see. My headphone cable is getting caught on the blanket that's under my desk there. Yeah, I wasn't exactly planning on popping in Mario. Well, I guess Mario Kart. My brain is malfunctioning. I probably should have pieced together that meant Mario Kart, but I just decided to be big dumb and didn't think about that for a hot second. So, am I dumb about which way things orient? Pop the back on here. So the cables, are they all supposed to come out the bottom? Oh, they're all supposed to come out that like bottom cable runner thing. The back is not popping in for me. You just kind of have to use your imagination here, considering you don't really get to see much of this. So bear with me here. So it should be able to go like right to my capture card. Let me bump my microphone a whole bunch while I do this. Pull my desk back. Power. And then it drops to here. And then I'll plug it in to... I can't see anything. Where'd I put my trouble light? Right here. Bear with me. There we go. That should be plugged in. And then if I take the Switch 2 console here, and I put it in the thingamabob. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't look around the console itself. I mostly just looked at the screen. I guess I can showcase that really quickly. Where we have the, here's the top here. Power. Cable, card. Which, does it open the same way? What the? Oh, you open it, like, this way, it looks like. Oh my god, I'm gonna break it. That is the way, you know, oh, what the? Oh. Oh. That's different, okay. Huh. Okay, interesting. And then the bottom here, where we've got my camera focuses in. And whatever, use your imagination. Apparently the kickstand is adjustable on this one, so it looks like I can pull it up right from the bottom there. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. Whoa. Interesting. So I guess that's the maximum angle. Kind of put it on a table surface, but, you know, like that, or something or other. Okay, and it just kind of snaps like that. That's nice. Yeah, very different opening. Maybe I should preemptively put in Mario Kart World so I don't have to lean back there again. But yeah. I mean, we'll see how durable it is. Put it through some use here. The Mario. Just use my nail here, because screw it. Never mind, my nails aren't sharp enough. Texas knife. Give me a blade. There. And then... But yeah. So here's the inside. We've got a little bit of an art on the inside of game cases, it looks like. Little smidge here of something. The very red cartridges. I guess to differentiate them from Switch 1 and all that. They be red now. So I guess I'll put this in there with the, that. Assume they just go in from the front. Like that. This is still the same clicking. That kind of locks in. Alright, I assume there's no juice in the thing. Maybe I won't even be able to boot this up immediately. Because it might not have enough juice. Well, slot it in there. Oh, it actually says that it has a little bit of juice. Would these have juice then? Probably, yeah, it doesn't look alike. And they weren't attached to the console there. I might just have to plug them in directly to the console. I plugged them into my computer and they're gonna, like, try to do stuff with my computer. Got one of my Switch 1 cables. Plug into the USB slot on the side or something here. It was on this side, the USB slots, right? Yeah. So I can start out using the Joy-Cons. This is a charging grip, right? Oh my god, are you kidding me? The one that they start you out with, it looks like, is not a charging grip, unless I'm blind. Would it be from the bottom? Nope. It is not a charging grip. Yeah, gotta charge it on the actual unit. Which means I am not using these right now. I'm gonna use the Pro Controller, I guess. Plug that in. And I'm gonna preemptively take these off. And I'm gonna put them on the unit so they can charge. So if I just put them relatively in place, yeah, and then they kind of go on there. See if I can get some juice. So this should be charging, it should be synced up. We're gonna see if the eShop has music. I doubt it. I assume it's gonna be like same OS and everything of the Switch 1. And all that is what I presume here. I did want to send photos of the line, and I buried my phone. That's where I put it. That would explain it. Here. Wah. Turn this over a little bit here. Since some games are and the serial number are also playable on the original Switch, like this Rune Factory being an example. Huh. Interesting, even though its label is like a Switch 2 thingamabob. So if I hit home on this, nope. Well, if I hit the power on this, which is there, it looks like. Oh yeah, the light turned on the dock. Is this the last thing that was plugged into my capture card? Is my capture card gonna work? I haven't actually tested my capture card since getting back from Megaland, I'm gonna be honest with you. Still vote 100% Mario Kart tonight. Well, that's what's in the console here right now. Switch input over, just see if I'm getting any video. I am not. That is the right HDMI cable, right? I didn't plug in something else, weirdly? I hope. I hope I didn't. I can always grab that other cable and just plug it in directly without doing any weird under the desk things and just assuming that it's the right cable. It should be. I pulled that out of my Switch 1 dock. Like, unless this was like my old PlayStation 5 cable that I had under here, but I doubt it. I mean, on shifting things, it is possible that like my Switch HDMI cable might have fallen into the desk or something like that. It's not impossible. Here, let's just go with 100% certain guarantee and take the HDMI cable that came with the unit and actually untangle it the right way, ideally. And then, just plug this darn thing in, how about? I don't know what the hell just fell there, and I don't want to know, because that sounds like a problem. Wow. So, let's see here. Let's take that. Unplug this HDMI cable that's in there. Use your imagination. Hope you enjoy this shot of my jacket for now. Here's the HDMI cable that came with it. Put the backing back on here. Something or other. Oh, I've got video on my monitor, which means it is passing through my capture card correctly. seems to be the case, but my capture card is not actually picking it up while it goes through. And the video it is showing me is telling me to take it out of my dock. Jacket stream, that's right. I'm warm. I'm taking this off. My Harmonia Frag shirt. Oh. Microphone, move, please. Alright, I'm taking it out. It's out. You happy now? Nintendo Switch 2. I'm trying to, like, not have too much reflect off of it. What I could do is I could just do the... Where's the webcam thing, Bob, again? Let's just do this again. Nice hat. Appreciate it. Oh, well, he was just set up. It's not gonna... Oh, well. Whatever, if anyone cares there. English, US. Region, the Americas. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and lose your license agreement. If I tamper with it, you can brick it and stuff like that. Yeah. Whoops. Wrong thing. If I were to, boop! Oh. Wait, did I flip it hold on. Flip it both ways, then. Transform, flip horizontal. Yeah! Internet settings. You don't need to see that, though. I got a spec on the screen already. Searching for networks. You don't get to see what my networks are. That's gonna be super secret here. Sure, connect to this one here. I know what the password is, but you don't get to know. As if, I don't know if that's the kind of thing that could ever be used, but like, you know, I like to not be showing stuff like that. There we go, wireless network, connection successful. And then it's still on internet settings, so I'm gonna wait a hot second. About to download update data. You can continue while the update downloads. What is the best way to hold this darn thing? This is awkward for me because I'm literally holding it up like this. Let's see here. UTC, whatever the heck. Which one is mountain time? I actually don't know which UTC is mountain time. I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, gosh. I don't know. MST? Well, I know that it's Mountain Standard Time. These are all listed as UTC. And I don't know which UTC is that. I think it's 7, if memory serves. I'm pretty sure it's UTC 7, but I could be wrong about that. I'm completely wrong about that. Those are nowhere near here. Climb Mount Everest to find out. Alberta is Denver. So I'm just gonna Google it. Which UTC is MST? According to Universal Time is 6 hours ahead of Mountain Time. No, is UTC 7 the same as MST? Mountain Standard Time is part of the year, but not currently. What are you talking about? Freaking hold on. So it's 6 hours ahead of Mountain Time. So it'd be like +6 would be the case. Dhaka. The heck? Hold on. What have I got here? Costa Rica, Regina. Yeah, I guess I can select Denver there. Yeah, I'll select Denver in that case. With Nintendo Switch 2, you can play games wherever you want, however you want. Wow! I'm gonna go play them right now. System can stand at whatever angle you like. Just pull out the rear stand. And if my not good camera focuses in... Oh, whatever. Use your imagination. Detach the right-hand Joy-Con too. Wow. Detach the left hand. I need to hold this screen somehow, damn you. Select next with the controller you removed. You can use the accessories that came with the system to hold the Joy-Con controller in multiple ways. I don't know what the battery on these things is, so I'm just gonna not do that for now. Yeah, I want to play on a dock too. Whoa, this way. Choose a style. You can change it at any time. Ready to update the system. Yeah, I've heard that the console just doesn't work before this update to, like, combat, you know, people that get the console early and want to start leaking stuff. Which makes sense, but I do hope that, like, future Switch 2s that they put out will just come with, like, the update already installed and stuff like that for the sake of the future. But, like, you know, the consoles that are coming out day one, it does make sense to be doing this for. I thought my phone screen was on when I was looking over at OBS, but it's just, like, the reflection of the light from my keyboard that's playing tricks on me here. Is all it is. System update complete. Wow. Transfer data from your Nintendo Switch to the Switch 2. Sure. I don't know. Is that going to take super long? What time is it? It's 11:17 right now. I don't know. Micro SD express card. Insert it. I don't. figure that out some other time. But yeah, doing a download game, so with all this here. First sign into your Nintendo account, fine. Fine, you don't need to see that. Enjoy this amazing shot of, like, you know, all the cables and stuff that I've thrown on the floor over there. And a sign with a QR code. Oh, I can do that. I was wondering where the other music was coming from. I just now realized it was from the dock here. System speakers. Turn that off there. My cousin just texted me not too long ago. He was in the line as well for Switch 2, but way far back. He got a pre-order secured. And he was saying, like, it was time convenient. I could give him a ride back. But, you know, he was decently far back. And, with it taking, like, nearly 10 minutes for me to get one, when, you know, I was, like, one of the first people at the tills there, I was like, yeah, this is gonna take, like, a couple hours there. Like, if you really need a ride, text me, but this is seeming like it's gonna take a little while. He just texted me saying, gave up on the line. It'll easily be another hour before I get through if I stuck around. Jeez. So he just texted that at 11:05. Again, the doors open at 10, and, you know, decently far back, not super far back, but, like, yeah, I was right in my estimate of it being at least a couple hours for him to get in there when, you know, in the grand scheme of things, he was more far ahead than, you know, a lot of people there. Dang it, the whole reason why I pulled up my phone was to scan this stupid QR code and sign in. Let's not accidentally show the QR code to the camera and have some random person be like, oh, I'm just gonna sign into his Nintendo thingamabob. Let's sign into a Switch 2. That would be extremely funny, admittedly. Yeah, select this account, Harmonia. Confirmation code, enter it on my Switch 2? Oh, I can enter my 5-digit confirmation code, like this, so I get all confirmed and stuff. So the code displayed on my smartphone and tablet. Got an email from Nintendo about a sign-in thingamabob here. Signed into my Nintendo account. Yay! Look at that long-haired edgelord from Xenoblade 3, the game I have a complicated relationship with. Move this system and the source system close together to transfer data. Let's put on my one set of Joy-Cons onto my Switch that don't drift, which are technically my cousin's, but I mentioned that I have them, but, you know, he doesn't necessarily need them back anytime soon, but I can give them back if he ever needs them and stuff. Alright, next. Connect an AC adapter to start downloading data. Oh, it won't let me do it unless it... Okay. Can I now put it in the dock? Will it let me do that? Like, it just wanted it out so that it could introduce the whole, remove the Joy-Cons and stuff like that from it. You can see Xenoblade X's here. Oh, look at this. Look, that looks like video to me. Where's my mouse cursor? Here it is. Turn that off. Elgato. Deactivate, activate. Oh, it's tiny. Why is it tiny? I don't know. Set to that instead, my camera, and then back. Why is it doing that? It should be a full screen thing. It's Tiny Switch 2, that's right. Hold on, just pause music. What are the sounds this console is making? This is very much not the way it's displaying on my screen. Look, it's displaying on my screen just fine here. I don't know why it's being weird like that. Speaking of being weird, now my camera's gonna be weird and at a weird angle until I reset its tracking. Yeah, epic setup music. I guess it would be resolution settings in my capture card or the Switch 2? Here, I may as well start this transfer here first. Looks like I can use the Pro Controller now. Please do the following on the... Oh, I can't see this. Please do the following on the Nintendo source system. Open the home menu and then select... I may as well start this transfer right now, and then I can tinker around with settings while it's transferring. Let's be a little bit time efficient here and stuff. And select system settings. Well, there's system. What, be in system here? System transfer to Nintendo Switch 2, sure. Went pretty fast for you when you transfer things? Okay. System's data will be transferred to a Switch 2 system. Next. Okay. Keep playing compatible Nintendo Switch software on the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Make sure your Nintendo Switch 2 system is nearby. Sure. I did the thing. Searching for it. Let me go into Elgato Game Capture here. Yeah, next. So, here it knows that's 1080p. It seems to know that. I set it to a PlayStation 5 being plugged in. Let's just see here. If I now deactivate and reactivate. No, it is still like that. If I add a new video capture device, it's just called video capture device, and it pulls from Elgato, what does that do? No, it is still the same. I can always restart stream before I go at this properly. Because, I mean, within Game Capture HD, it is displaying properly. It looks like this in Game Capture HD. Right-click the capture card on OBS, do transform, fit to screen, it'll match the screen. Is that not just gonna stretch the current thing? Let's see here. So, transform. Let's see here. Transform, fit to screen. Fit to screen. Yeah, yeah, that kept the same resolution. Look, we can just use display capture for now, like that, which is just capturing Elgato game capture. Is what we can do. And then I can, like, restart the stream or something like that after, because sometimes that works when I do, you know, weird capture card things when it's being all wonky, and turning it off and on again in OBS doesn't work at the moment. Stuff like that. Let's see here. Users who have not linked a Nintendo account will be removed from this system and transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Yeah, sure, whatever. Sure. Please keep this system on screen. Save data for the following software will be removed from the system and transferred to the Nintendo Switch 2 system. Whole bunch of games and stuff here. Which, lots of video games. Including some demos. But, like, hey, sure, whatever. Please connect the AC adapter before starting the system transfer process. Oh, it just won't let me. There's no option for, like, continue anyway. It just won't let me. Darn you. Darn you, where's my thing? Battery. Let's see here. I also want to turn this back on so I get a bit of a more normal camera angle. That's what I wouldn't mind. Okay, plug this in. Make sure you're charging. I guess it just wants no risk of it potentially dying. Console battery. We're charging here. Stuff. Next. I did connect the AC adapter. It's charging right now. It only gives me the option of cancel. Only gives me the option of cancel. And now my camera tracking is on, so it's gonna break it. I can only click cancel. It doesn't like my battery pack for some reason, even though it said it was charging. So... Oh, I do actually have the AC adapter for my Switch 1 literally plugged in right here, because that's how I charge it before going to that event. So my old Switch dock, well, one of my old Switch docks, is literally right there. I guess I can directly plug it in right there. I see that sound redemption, but I can't hear it because my headphones aren't on. There, the AC adapter is in, and you should know this now. Searching for the Nintendo Switch 2, make sure the systems are close together. They sure are. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah, I called it Swatch, I forgot about that. Alright, well, let's start download here. It's a little loud. I guess that's what happens when I'm going through game capture and not, you know, my capture card directly. I mean, technically it's my capture card directly, but, like, it's complicated and weird and stuff like that. Connect to the Nintendo Switch 2 system, connect an AC adapter to each system and keep them near each other. Continue on the Nintendo Switch 2 system to download data. But yeah, before I start playing Mario Kart, I might just have to, restart OBS and see if, like, a fresh instance here works for the capture card and stuff. Is what I might just do. In the meantime, I can show some pictures and stuff. Is what I can do here. Let's see here. If I just send them in this Discord server for sending myself stuff first and foremost. When I got the thingamabob, so just before heading out here, let's see, so the total line, yeah, sure, on these pictures, there was a Nintendo representative that was there, and as people were leaving, at least for the first batch, I don't know if he continued doing this, he was like, hey, can I get, like, a picture of you with the Switch 2, like, maybe it's used on some sort of promotional material or something like that, I don't know, I was like, oh, you know, would something like that be able to be sent to me, because that sounds like a kind of fun thing to show there, and, sending save data, it says, and, He was like, I can just take one on your actual phone, so he did. So I don't know how these photos turn out. I really suck at smiling in photos. They look terrible. So I mean, we'll see what it looks like. So at my local GameStop, which is in a mall, by the way, by the time it launched, first of all, it definitely seemed like there was less people there for the launch than there was for Switch 1. With the Switch 1 launch, I got there at like 3 p.m. and there was like 3 rows in a zigzaggy thing. This time there was 2 rows in the zigzaggy thing by like 3 p.m. And what they did before with Switch 1 is they had like an initial zigzaggy bit just outside the front of the store, and then they had people go all the way down the hallway and then loop back around and come back. This time they had people zigzag for as many dividers as they had, so it went down a bit of a different hall here, and it went down this hall a decent bit, so people, like, at least by the time, like, right before shortly the shop was properly opening, people were up to, like, this point, which, you know, goes around this corner here. The GameStop is over here. You can see this is, like a boom, you can see this is where it gets zigzaggy. I'm sure that there's a lot of people that are still there. I think they're open until like 2 or something like that. So I'm sure there's lots of people that are still there. Also, Guzma with a 50-month resub. That is one heck of a lot of months. The clean 5-0. How has it been going here? I appreciate the 50-month resub. Welcome on into T-Bet Harmonic and all that fun stuff there. Yellow. What be yellow? Mortis yelling, Guzma, how's it going? How are ya? Mortis is hyped here. Look, so this is all the zigzaggy. So after you went around this here, and, you know, around the corner and stuff there, you have the super zigzaggy, and, here, this is the area. So I was, like, right in here. You can see, like, my packaged up, like, blue chair, at least. The red one's in there somewhere. So there was 2 people ahead of me that were a pair. So I got there nice and early, and, you know, got a nice early spot. When I was there for, like, the Switch 1 launch, I started, like, here-ish or something like that. So they only had, like, this initial zigzaggy thing for the Switch 1 launch, and then they had people go down the hall and, you know, up and down and stuff like that. Here, they just had people zigzagging as much as possible, and then, like, down this hall and stuff like that. So that was what the line looked like. Yeah, so when I was, like, in my actual spot there, like, right ready to go in, this is what the whole group is looking like. is the case. And oh god, the pictures that the guy took of me in the shop, let's see what they look like. What's going on with my shirt there? Oh, it's getting like all crapped up from like my bag and stuff. That one's not too half bad. The first one's pretty bad. Oh man, and then that was like the way out and stuff like that. So line was moving and people were going in there, but very slow going. They didn't have any Switch 2s at like the front. They were all in like the back. So anytime they were doing like a purchase for anyone, they had to like go into the back storage, pick up a unit, and then come out again here and complete that. So it took a little while. So it wasn't exactly, you know, super lightning quick. As I guess I don't really need that on anymore. It wasn't exactly super rapid fire there. There was a whole bunch of people with like Oilers jerseys because the Oilers were just playing. So yeah, that was what it looked like, which again is not as bad as the Switch 1. With the Switch 1, they had us do like that initial zigzag, and then they had us go all the way down this hall to like the doors that are all the way at the end over there. Loop back around. People started coming around this way, and then they went in front of the shop and down to, like, over here somewhere. So it went all the way around town like that. So it's hard to tell when the lines are done in a bit of a different way. But I'm pretty sure that this is less than there was for the Switch 1. And my cousin that was there with me for the Switch 1, that was in line here as well, thought that it was less than for the Switch 1 as well. So, you know, not as much as for that console. You had, like, the Nintendo representative kind of people that were here and, you know, handing out goodies and taking pictures and stuff like that. They were doing some Nintendo trivia with different people, and yeah, that was essentially what it looked like. So that was the launch of the console here. But yeah, at 70 hours in Night Rain, the grind never ends. Got all the endings today. Also only 1 achievement away from all achievements. Nice. So when going hard at that, it definitely seems like. I was reached out to while I was in line for the Switch 2 here from my little cousin that was like, hey, do you want to play some Night Rain? And I was like, I would, but like, I'm waiting here for the Switch 2 and stuff like that. Hello, Guzma, how's it going? How be going things? Welcome on into, oh, did I turn off display capture? Oh, I did, force a habit. The game thingamabob is here. Got 9 minutes left. But yeah, and that's fair enough there. No worries and all that. But I do appreciate you stopping in. I'm getting it set up the Switch 2 thingamabob here since I just got back home with that not too long ago. Discord has an update. I'll update that later. And the other interesting thing that I was reached out to about while I was in line there is ODG Open Doors Gaming, who I briefly met at Fragapalooza last year. The person whose brother like absolutely destroyed the Fragapalooza Smash tournaments and stuff there, who was like the really good Little Mac player. Um, Wanted to see about like trophies for like GameCon Canada stuff. So I might just be looking into some potential Smash trophies to print in the near future. I might see about getting those to him, and then he can like give some stuff for the little Smash stuff that he's gonna be doing at that event there. Considering it sounds like the big Smash event that would have been going on there isn't anymore, so he's doing a small thing similar to what he did at Frag. Did want to ask you something. What's the meaning of life? That? In addition to that, is there something else? You can use parental controls. Okay, let's just check the Nintendo support website. When that was a QR code on screen saying, like, you can use parental controls, I had a mini panic attack for a second because I thought someone watching the stream could scan that QR code and set up, like, parental controls for me. Like, assume the parental role over my Switch unit. I was like, oh crap, is this not a QR code that should be on screen? But I guess it just goes to the Nintendo support website. Know anyone that does resin casting, like for 3D printing? I don't know what casting would be. Is that just like the word for like printing in that sense? My cousin has done like resin printing before. I have never tinkered around with resin before myself. He's done a little bit. I've seen a couple of his resin prints, but I know that's not like one of the main things that he does, if that's just what that means. I don't actually know what resin casting means necessarily, but I have no experience with resin. Like normal resin crafting, not printing. Okay, I would have no idea about that then. I'm sorry to say. I don't really know anyone in that field. I know someone that blows glass, and that's that's about the only other similar thing that I know someone in, who I also haven't talked to for a little while here. Joy-Con controllers for the Nintendo Switch can still be used with the Nintendo Switch 2 system if they're connected wirelessly. What, can they not be used wired? I assume they could be used wired, but I don't think I'm gonna need to use like any wired Joy-Con controllers for the Fragapalooza tournaments. Just wired Pro controllers and stuff like that is what I'll do. I guess this will be the unit that I end up using for the Frag Smash tournaments, or at least, you know, one of the units, considering gonna need multiple stations for like singles and stuff like that. To build glass like this would be way too hard. Trying to do something really spicy with the resin there. Also, we're just waiting for like the Switch stuff at this point. I'm no longer in any rush to like showcase all the Switch 2 things. If there's a funny thing that you wanted to mention, by the way, Dog Daytona, what's going on with that? Making a resin LED sign for ODG. That sounds pretty cool. That sounds pretty nice there. Joy-Con controllers, yep, can still be used and stuff like that. I kind of want to try out this Pro Controller a little bit. I do want to play with the Joy-Cons a little bit as well, just to get like a feel for it. I want to do Mario Kart tonight. Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 should be out now as well, since that was like a whole launch thing for the Switch 2. And I'm pretty sure I did Chapter 1 on Switch, and then I think I did Chapter 2 on PC. And PC is like my pretty standard, easy go-to thing. I was thinking I might do Chapter 3 and 4 on Switch 2, considering it is a launch title for Switch 2. And because of that, I saw like a post from Toby Fox saying like he put in like a special room where anyone can access it in any version of the game. But on the Switch 2 version, it uses like the mouse controls of the two Joy-Con controllers, since he was like, hey, the Switch 2 launch title, let's play into that. So I'm kind of thinking about getting it on Switch 2 and stuff like that. I already beat it, Deltarune Chapters 3 and 4. I thought that it was supposed to come out technically tomorrow with the Switch 2, June 5th. It's still June 4th in this time zone. Was it one of those things that released at, like, just a couple hours ago as well, with the, launch of the Switch 2, or did it just release today in general, or something like that? It's awesome and very emotional. Okay, well, I look forward to trying that. I do want to try out Mario Kart World first, but then I kind of want to do Deltarune. Apparently 3 and 4 is the rest of the game? Wait, is there not going to be, like, chapters 5, 6, and 7, like I thought was the original plan? But yeah, let's see here. Oh, so I got wasted last night, then got a message at 5 a.m. by Angus to go help him. Didn't see until 8:30 a.m., and the job start was at 9:30 a.m., and I was super awake somehow. I'm just getting emails from Nintendo. Don't have to worry about that, I don't think. So, system is about to restart. Okay. My Switch 1 still says sending save data here and stuff. But your sibling told you. Okay. Yeah, it thinks that this is a PS5. Still doing a loading thing on my Switch 1. But yeah, somehow made it on time early. What a legend. What an absolute legend. Dog Daytona out here doing doing some amazing work. Which, speaking of, during the, I almost said Hallowland, during the Megaland content stuff event this past weekend, I don't know how to words, big shout out to Dog Daytona for helping with a whole bunch of stuff surrounding that, like when I was having technical issues, and with, like, the Mario Kart 8 event that I was doing there, going around and, like, garnering people and doing counts and stuff like that, and all sorts of general things, checking on my tent, blowing around like crazy in the wind outside. So, big shout out there. My Switch 1 Pro Controller works on my Switch 2. Nice. Yeah, so it was saying that, like, I guess the Joy-Cons work. I would assume that the Pro Controllers do as well. So I should now have 4 Pro Controllers. I have 3 Switch 1 Pro Controllers and, like, the 1 Switch 2 one for a total of 4. So I can now do 4-player with a whole bunch of Pro Controllers and stuff. Sorry for kidnapping your capture card, too. I didn't need it at the time anyway, so it's not like I was, you know, missing out there. Data has been sent. Please wait until process is complete on the Switch 2. I'm just gonna pretend that you can see that and don't just see, like, a jumble of words on the tiny little screen, because it'll make me feel better. But, yeah. Let's see what's going on with setting the system up. Please wait until the process is complete on the Switch. I can click OK on this. Oh, I clicked OK. Alright, well, I still have, like, my games and stuff like that here. There probably wouldn't be, like, the digital games that would be here. But, you know, it still shows, like, my history. It shows the, 2 profiles that I had here that were associated with a Nintendo account. Harmonia 2 was associated with a Nintendo account. Oh my god, what is going on with audio? Oh my god. Oh. It's... No. I don't know if that's just my headphones or if it's being terrible for everyone else, too. I don't know if I'm the only one suffering here or if it's everyone. This is, certainly quite the sound. Oh, look, plastic from Mario Kart World there. Chapter 3 and 4 were released at once. Chapters 5, 6, and 7 are still in development. Yeah, that's what I thought there. We see it? Horrible. Stop. Game capture. Turn off that camera for now. Maybe restarting this will do it. There. Okay, capture card thing, not Switch 2 thing. Good to know. Download complete software will be downloaded later. That's fair enough. It seems loud again. I gotta turn down my volume here. There's that remix I was playing before. Now I can't read that. Next, screenshots and videos will be imported from the microSD card that was being used with the Nintendo Switch system. Wait, I just put my Switch on the ground and locked it. I thought I was done. Chapter 5 will be released next year. Okay, so that's coming up here. Why is this not, like, full screen again? How do I get to full screen? Sure. Have the microSD card that you used on the Nintendo Switch ready. Okay, so I guess everything is just gonna, like, transfer over. So I guess I'm mostly done here. I can just, like, with the unit itself, I can just take out the microSD card. What size did I have in here again? 128 gigabytes is what I had. Insert the microSD card into the slot on the back of the system. Okay. So it looks like it's... Do I have to lift up the kickstand it was showing? Oh, this is the slot here. So, like... it's gonna break the track in my camera. It's trying to track my face. Okay, so the kickstand kind of hides it normally. Get in there, darn you. Okay. Tracking kick... Here, just come this way. Follow me. To use this microSD card, you'll need to update the system. I'm also gonna need to restart this, or else this is not gonna be working here. Because it's cursed, the audio and stuff. Apparently the entirety of Deltarune was in development since 2011. Huh. I don't tell how... Hold on. I'll read this all in a sec. Let's be time efficient because, like, there's gonna be an update here anyway, so click OK. Checking for system updates. Updating system. Look, now I can read, I think. Jeez, and then I'm gonna start dying. Oh, cool, that was fast. But yeah, Undertale was like a test demo to see if he can make a game. Deltarune is the real game he wants to make. Really? Plugged in a webcam with a C adapter on the end and it said webcam connected. Huh. My good camera that I'm using now is a USB Type-C webcam. I could probably plug it into the Switch. How do I full screen this? It broke the audio again. Let's see here. Once this is all done, it should be pretty smooth sailing. Talk about an interview a while back. Okay. MicroSD card can now be used. I guess I'll use that for now. And videos on microSD card will be copied to system memory. Okay, sure. Kind of want to get a better cam. Yeah, I've eventually shelled out for, like, a better one as of, like, I think this was it Extra Life last year that I got this? Or the year before? It was around that time for that event. But yeah, I feel like this year is just passing by alright. That's what it feels like. It really feels like this year is just zooming so fast. How do you full screen? I never do it like this. I always go like with the capture card as a source on OBS. But yeah, maybe I can restart it now on OBS as a source if I deactivate and then activate. I probably have to close Game Capture HD. Here, I'll worry about that afterwards. But yeah, I've been pretty alrighty here. I am extremely sore from waiting in line for 12 hours? Yeah, I got there at 10 a.m. and then it was a 10 p.m. launch. So yeah, 12 hours I was there. I had fun chatting with the guy next to me. I brought an extra chair. I brought two because when I was there for the Switch 1 launch, I didn't have a chair. I was just kind of there impromptu, like, oh, my cousin's here. I guess I'll stick around. Maybe I'll see if I can snag one. Just kind of happened there. But this time I came prepared. And with the Switch 1, the guys that we were chatting to ended up going out and getting, like, extra chairs for both me and my cousin. So I figured this year I would just, like, pay it forward and bring an extra chair for someone. So the person that was next to me, behind me, was going like back and forth across GameStop a little bit at first, kind of debating like, should I get in line? Should I do it? But eventually decided to go for it. And, you know, I was chatting with him a decent bit. I was like, hey, you want a chair? And he was like, oh, that's great. And then later his girlfriend like brought him a chair. And that just went to like the next person in line that was like, oh, great, a chair, thank you. So that worked out pretty well there. And the guy that I was next to there, we were chatting about what kind of games we played on the Switch, and he said that he quite liked Pikmin as I was going through like the games I had there. I was like, oh cool, you want to do like the versus mode here? And I never tried that before, and he didn't know that there was a versus mode in Pikmin 4. And, oh, okay, I could just take that out then, it's saying. So we played the Pikmin 4 versus mode for a little while, and we played some Mario Kart together. It seemed like he was pretty excited for Mario Kart World, which fair enough there. So we ended up doing some Mario Kart together, and they were very close games. I see, so you can put the micro SD card back in the original Switch and stuff. I gotcha. Let me do that. And we ended up exchanging Discord information and said like, hey, since we're both getting Switch 2s here, let's like play some Mario Kart together at some point. So I'll probably play some Mario Kart World together with him at some point. That's what I'll probably do. Oh, micro SD card's been removed. The console now turn off. Yeah, whatever. That's fine enough. Micro SD card has been removed. Okay. Restart system. See if that fixes the audio at all. Yeah, it's quite the situation with the chairs there. We gotta do something. Well, gotta do something like that. Okay. System transfer complete. The theme color from the source system will be carried over. Give me my dark theme. But yeah. Dude, I'm 100% down for Mario Kart World with you sometime. Heck yeah. Did you get a Switch 2 as well? Or you want to just come over here and play some Mario Kart? Go to the home menu, press the home button. So it wants me to do that right now, I guess. Let's see. Do I have my stuff? Oh, we're gonna get a thing. Oh, the audio's broken. Just deal with it. Pretend it's not bad. Oh, okay, so it's downloading my stuff there. Because, like, yeah, I had Xenoblade X Definitive in there because we were talking about, like, Xenoblade games a little bit. We're playing some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I was playing Smash Bros. With someone. And for the games that he played, I was talking a little bit about, we were chatting a little bit about Breath of the Wild. I was like, do you know how broken that game is? And, while we were just waiting there anyway, I booted up Breath of the Wild. And turns out I actually remembered how to do a lot of the glitches. I was extended shield clipping. I did not even try bullet time bounce. That would have been a bit much. I was doing moon jump glitch. I was doing a few different things here. Alright. Well, I'm still gonna be playing it technically a day early. But yeah, XDE came out alright. Yeah, it's pretty fun there. Yeah, there's like a purple, there is a purple conduit. So it seems like each universe has like its own conduit, and purple is like, not the one for Xenoblade X, like not the one for Xenoblade X's universe, but like a different universe, and then like its power got transferred over to the Xenoblade X universe, and it's switching around and stuff like that. It's Xenoblade X's new epilogue just made things like super crazy multiversal and stuff like that. Did this see the guy speedrun Breath of the Wild on Switch 2 during a Switch demo? No. Imagine if transferring data also downloaded the latest version of games running the speedrunning stuff. Yeah, I've updated the game right there. What are these different things? So we have the game chat. News, eShop has a new logo. Do you want to see if there's music? Album, game share, controllers, virtual game cards. Lots of things here now. Beat the game in like 8 minutes, my god. Here, let's see really quickly. Let's see if it looks any different. Oh. I don't want you to see this. Oh, you don't have to. Hell yeah. Unless someone else like scans this and signs in my friggin' thing. I guess I would pull up my account and it would need me to enter the pin here so no one can. Can you remember me, please? That would be great. Oh yeah, just like Face ID my password. That works great there. That's pretty interesting there. There. Please continue via your Nintendo Switch 2. Okay. Here we go. Still no music. Sucks to suck. Ooh, I should get Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, the best game ever made.
Hello.
Oh, it starts playing the audio immediately. Ignore the fact that it's a little bit broken. What? Yeah, the GameCube stuff there. What are the other things that are out right now? I guess Bravely Default, like, HD there, which, like, I would just emulate the original game if I wanted to bump up the graphics, or just play it on native 3DS, and I quite like the charm of it on the native 3DS, and then I can also play it on the go stuff anyway. Deltarune. Maybe I'll add that to, like, a wish list or something for now. 32 bucks? Sure. 33 there. Dark mode eShop is so hot. Wait, were you not able to... I guess you weren't able to switch the theme for the eShop before. That's pretty nice there. Oh yeah, I better get the double pack here. How's it going, Snowhold? But yeah. Nope, it is not a game cart thing. Alright, well. Here. Oh my god, the audio. So I guess it's gonna be downloading a whole bunch of stuff, because I have a shit ton of games for reference. It's gonna be working at a little bit of stuff here. Yeah. There's the Metal Gear stuff. Ooh, we should see how Detective Pikachu Returns runs on Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah. Loads of the ones I hover over faster. There was a guy playing Metroid Dread while waiting in line. I was chatting with him about Metroid a bit. Here. Let's see here. If I close this. Stop. And then I go to Elgato, and I deactivate, activate. Configure video? It doesn't like it. If I switch to the other camera, set the source, still doesn't like it. And then back to game capture, is not liking it. Let me set a temporary video capture device and set this one to Elgato Game Capture HD. Clearly my capture card is capturing it. I just had the thing open. But it is being weird. So I might just restart OBS and then see about doing some Mario Kart World here. So, like, bear with me. Well, that's not quite right either, is it? If I switch my input over here, it is displaying properly with, like, the pass-through. Refresh? Like, deactivate my capture card and activate it again? No, it still does that. Why is it doing that? Let's see here. And look, it displays just fine when I pull up this. Is it because the resolution is different there? Yeah, it's a bit squished there. Is it a default resolution? It thinks it's a PS5 right now. I don't think that Switch 2 is an option at the moment. I can set it to Nintendo Switch. And then... Oh, that might work. If I turn off display capture now. No. But the preview it was showing for Elgato looked like it was potentially right. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's close this. Yeah, this is a PS5. What do you mean? Totally is. If I turn off display capture, it still looks like that. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I'm going to go into Game Capture HD here. Maybe if I set to like Switch or something. I don't know. I don't know. Is this like a higher resolution or something? Oh, I already set it to Switch. Hold on. Let's see. So the resolution that this is at. How do I check that? Display? HDR output? For compatible software? I know that there's like weird settings with PS5 that change things. Would that change anything at all? If I were, deactivate, activate? It seems like it's delayed too. Configure video? Oh, it is setting it to 640 by 480p. Input device, Nintendo Switch. Profile, HD 1080p. Done? Well, it should have that saved now. Here, I close that. Deactivate. Activate. Change TV resolution. Oh, look, things are working. Maybe the HDR doesn't even matter. Maybe I just needed to set the thing properly. There isn't any delay, is there? Oh, it did a weird thing for a second. It doesn't look like there's delay. Huh, okay. Look, we can play Mario Kart World! It's not all a prank! We can do a Switch 2 stream after all. Camera, follow me this way. Alright.